Mr. Chairman, hotels have a unique connection to human trafficking as they are often the sites that traffickers use for sexual exploitation of both children and adults. In addition, hotels sometimes contract, many of them unwittingly, with unscrupulous contractors who are involved in labor trafficking of household staff. However, when hotel workers at all levels are trained to properly recognize and report potential trafficking, hotels are transformed into a safer place for potential victims and a hostile place for the exploiters. H.R. 1427, which I introduced, joined by Carolyn Maloney from New York, ensures that hotels have an incentive to train their workers. That incentive is earning the business of the U.S. government travelers. Over the last 3 decades, we have seen tremendous improvement in hotels' awareness of trafficking on their premises. Through the educational work and expertise of ECPAC, for example, the Code Project, as well as hotels seeing the trafficking problem on their own and deciding to take comprehensive action. Many of the largest hotel companies have already developed their own internal training. For example, Marriott, which has a force of 750,000 people, has already trained 500,000, and they're going to train them all, to recognize and to report trafficking. Hyatt and many others have done tremendous work on that as well. Many hotels partner with law enforcement and advocacy groups and have spent considerable resources to be effective in the fight against human trafficking. This bill, H.R. 1427, aims to reward these hotels by prioritizing them for government-sponsored travelers where practical. In addition, the bill seeks to inspire hotel chains and franchises that have not already implemented training to do so, if for no other reason to enhance their bottom line, but hopefully because they want to end this terrible cruelty of human trafficking. U.S. taxpayer dollars should not be going to hotels that turn a blind eye to human trafficking when there are other responsible hotel options available. H.R. 1427 will ensure that that happens. It will require that each hotel has a zero-tolerance policy regarding human trafficking as defined by federal law, ensure that their employees have been trained on recognition and reporting of human trafficking, and there are telltale signs that can easily be conveyed to individual workers, post a place accessible to employees or employee handbook or in the handbook on the signs of human trafficking, and keep track when something occurs, doesn't look right. Don't be vigilantes. Tell law enforcement, and they will get involved and hopefully take the appropriate action. GSA will keep a list of hotels that meet these criteria for use by government travelers, have available sample training, and work with Department of Homeland Security, the Blue Campaign, on this as well. You know, we have, as you know, FedRooms, which is the official government list. It helps people to book a room. That would also be included on their website as well. So I would just finally say that I began working on human trafficking, Mr. Chairman, in 1995. I've authored 5 major laws, including our landmark Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000. It took 3 years to get that enacted. It was signed into law. It's having a major difference, or impact, I should say. This, I think, will make a major impact on getting the private sector, which is already doing some very, very good things, to do even more. And we can use our dollars to ensure that when our people travel in the federal employment sector, they are using or at least utilizing hotels that are more likely to be on the side of protection. I would also say that the Frederick Douglass Trafficking Victims Protection Act that I authored last year was signed into law just a month and a half ago. We had a provision in there dealing with airlines to ensure that there is a preference given to airlines like Delta that has trained their flight attendants and employees to be situationally aware as well. We want to apply it to the hotels. Yield back.